On the spot. What do you know about infrared saunas?
All right, infrared saunas. What do you want to do? You want to lose weight? You want to detox? You want to feel healthier? Anything?
No, we're not trying to sell it. What do you know about experience?
Well, this is what I'm saying. It's going to do all those things, but you got to support it, and you got to make sure you got the right technology. There's far infrared and there's near infrared. The near infrared is usually a joke. The far infrared is really going to penetrate through the tissue all the way to the bone and help you to actually eliminate the stuff you want to get rid of and melt fat. Now, depending on how you use it, you need to also support that because you're going to lose a lot of fluids and a lot of minerals.
Well, drink water, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah,
everyone knows
water.
that.
Drink water, but make sure you're drinking the right water.
What do you mean?
Make sure you're drinking water that's actually going to hydrate you. So this is, again, it has to do
what kind
with
of water?
infrared. So now, making sure you're drinking structured water, things that, you know...
People know I talk about it on my site.
Yeah.
What about the saunas?
So the saunas have two different types of technology. There's ceramic, and then there's the carbonate.
How do you know about that?
How do I know about that?
Yeah.
Well, I lived in China, and I was working for an American industrialist who wanted to find the best far infrared sauna for his home.
What are you selling? What is
Got
this?
a whole bunch of products I use with my
Oh,
clients.
Premier Research.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that brand.
Yeah, the best. So yeah, you know, it's my mission to find the best, and I think that that's what my clients demand. Even if they don't have the money to afford the best, they want the best that they can afford.
Yeah, I know Premier Research. Mm-hmm. I take their vitamin B. It's like that.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed? I wasn't shaking it, and I was just getting alcohol. All of a sudden, I got this brown sediment at the bottom, and I'm like, I don't read directions. You know, there's my ADHD. You just don't read directions.
Exactly.
I just go so fast. Like I just buy it. I didn't even read. I'll take a teaspoon or half a teaspoon. I just did it. Whatever.
Yeah. So the carbon radiators, those are typically going to give you the best far infrared spectrum, and that's really what you want. They're also going to be the most efficient.
Have you ever sold saunas?
Well, just for this guy.
All right. So okay, tell me what else you know.
What else do I know is that there's probably about 4 manufacturers that manufacture all of the saunas for every single manufacturer distributor here.
How do you know?
in the
You've
US.
been there?
Yeah, I've seen 3 of the 4. The 4th one was further north. I couldn't get there, so I saw 3 of the manufacturers in Shenzhen, and they make the Sunlight and TheraSauna and all of them.
The TheraSauna is not carbon. That's ceramic.
Right. That's ceramic. And they're basically just making it to the specs that the TheraSauna...
So you say there's a name of the company?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's the name of the company?
The manufacturers? I don't remember off the top of my head.
I don't think TheraSauna... I mean, they're like... I'll find out, but I'm saying I don't think they're made in the same company that makes the carbon ones.
Well, I mean, essentially at the factory, basically what they do is they build the wood cabinets, and they put whatever technology that you want to put them in there. They don't necessarily manufacture the heating elements or the infrared.
Which sauna have you used?
The Sunlight. That's what we use at.
I mean, like, what do you think? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You work with Gabriel Cousins?
Yeah. I apprenticed under him at the Tree
What
of Life.
What do you think is the best sauna?
I think the best sauna is going to be the one that you can afford and you can use, and you can actually use it properly. And that means supporting the body's energetics to actually detox. Because most people say, oh, you know, you got cancer or this or that, you got heavy metals, just go in infrared sauna. But if you're not supporting yourself nutritionally to actually have the energy to detox, you're doing yourself a disservice.
What if you use to keep it on low, not too hot?
To the sauna? To keep it on low?
Yeah, you keep it on low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do that. It's just...
it's more far infrared. The wavelength is more far infrared.
Yeah, you're going to get more far infrared. You're going to get a lot lower heat, which is less strain on the body, which is definitely
When would
better
you recommend someone have less, turn it lower rather than hotter?
Well, if they're if they're dealing with much worse healing crises, they're going to want to do lower heat, more infrared. If there's somebody that's overweight but has a lot of strength and vitality, they're going to want higher heat, and they can probably handle it a lot longer than somebody who's much weaker from, cancer or another chronic degenerative disease.
Okay. Just say someone has, they're tired a lot. What would you recommend for them?
I would recommend low heat with a very good, wide, broadband far infrared.
Ceramic or the carbon?
Probably ceramic.
Ceramic. But when would you recommend...
Sorry, the carbon.
All right, when would you recommend ceramic for people?
I'd recommend ceramic if it's you're more than 100 pounds overweight and you got to lose weight and you need high heat, and if you do a lot of detox from using infrared, you're going to get a lot of rashes. So we're going to want to try to avoid that by using more heat than infrared.
You get rashes if what?
The infrared drives the toxins out of the body, but if you're overweight, your detoxification organs are already very, very overstressed.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to help boost your metabolism, not your detox.
All right. Let's see. What brands have you experienced?
Well, when I was working in China, they were pre-branded. So this was a
what
factory.
Does that mean?
This was a factory that was looking to find.
You lived in China before?
Yeah.
Really?
I lived in China for about 9 months over the past 3 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so I visited the factories. They manufacture for the name brand distributors who distribute here in the U.S. And basically those people go to the factory, they tell them the specs that they want, the different models, and then the factory constructs them using the specs that they dictate. So they're pre-branded. Then the company that, the American or European distributor says, okay, now slap my brand on it, and now it's mine.
Well, how come all of them feel slightly different?
Because they all do have slightly different properties.
I've never been in one that feels exactly the same.
Yes, exactly.
Like, some of them take some of them take like, a certain time, like right when I feel the sweat coming off my brow. Some of them take this long, some of them take that long.
Sure. Now that's going to be affected by the number of elements that are being used, their placement, how small the unit is, if it's a 1 person or a 5 person.
So what do you think? You think a 1 person, but a 5 person has more heaters, or a 3 person has more heaters, the 1 person has less,
Yeah.
but it's all relative because it's a smaller. So does it make a difference?
Yeah, because the air is going to create resistance for the infrared frequencies.
What do you mean?
The air
Actually, I got a question now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it better to have a smaller one or a larger one?
Oh, it depends on what you want to use it for. If you're using it for yourself because you're at risk of dying from some sort of chronic degenerative disease, you might want to use one by yourself because for 2 reasons. As you're detoxing and sweating, you don't want to share those toxins with the other people. But if you're just using it for leisure,
is it good for 2 people to go in there at the same time?
If you're just using it for leisure and you're not very sick, sure.
You should never go in the sauna with a sick person.
Yeah, no.
If you're not sick.
Never. And a sick person.
Well, what
should
about
always use
so definitely need an air purifier. What would you recommend?
Yeah, air purifier is definitely good because you're going to be off gassing as you exhale, and you need to use like towels. Towels are going to be very absorbent because otherwise it's going to soak into the wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What else would you have to say, or I'd like to add?
I would like to add that people are always looking for that magic cure-all, and a lot of people tout.
Wait. Let me say this. When would a 1 person be better for someone?
Somebody who is not well and needs to use this very therapeutically, very intensely.
But what does the size have to do with the therapy?
The proximity of the elements to the body.
If you're on like a 3 person, 1 heater's way on the left, one's if you're sitting in the corner,
yeah.
Or if you're in the middle.
Because you want as close as you can get to 360 degree. Now most saunas are going to have a glass or wooden door that doesn't have elements on it.
Some of them have heaters in the front.
Some of them do. That would be your best bet. For somebody who's very sick, you want 360 degree coverage. Now you're not going to get that if you're using even a 2 person.
What do you think of using the ceramic and the carbon? Like there's some saunas that have like combos. You ever heard of those?
Right. So now that's for somebody.
Have you ever heard of any of those?
Yeah. Now that's for somebody who's more middle of the road. They might be a little bit sick or maybe a little bit overweight. And they.
What are the benefits of having one? Should people have one or the other, or combo, or is it depend on the person's?
Yeah,
whatever?
It totally depends on the person. Completely.
So when would someone need a carbon versus? No, you already said that in the beginning.
Yeah.
What about a combo? Would that?
Yeah, combo is great for somebody who's like maybe a little bit sick and they want to maybe transition into more leisure usage.
Which one's the more detoxing?
Far infrared. So
I know, but I'm saying the carbon or the.
Yeah, the carbon's going to produce the wider spectrum.
But it doesn't
of
go as deep.
infrared.
It doesn't go as deep. It doesn't go as deep.
Well, I mean, I guess that would be subjective as well. I think it's going to depend. Is this going to be a 1 person that's going to have 360 degree coverage?
All right. Cool. I'm sorry I put you on the spot. I just met you, so.
That's what I do.
You don't mind?
No, this is what I do.
All right.
Yeah.
Do I have permission to put this on YouTube?
Yeah.
You sure?
Sure do. You have my info. Put it on there.
All right. Well, cool. Thank you. Let's see. I don't really have any other questions.
Okay.
All right. Well, nice meeting you.
Likewise. Glad to help.
Okay.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I see you've been by here a lot.
Yeah, sure.